singles knockout event. We've got 3 matches to start off here on this pair of lanes. We're on lanes 1 and 2 at Bogey. Go. To start off here, we got Shane Heady on lane 2 and Shawn Hale on lane 1. Where this is a handicap turn. This is a handicap event. Shawn is giving Shane 2 pins. This is an 85% handicap to a 130 cap. So
the way we've kept the scores, we're going to add the 30 pins that Shane gets to his score in the first string. And
yeah, that is correct.
That Shawn gets. So the score you'll see on the scoreboard at home will be updated with the handicaps.
Correct. Each bowler's individual handicap is, as you can see in the first column, is already included in the score. So both bowlers will start out with 10s. So a quick 2-pin lead for Shane Heady. So we got like I said, we got 3 matchups on this pair. We got the matches involving the top 3 seeds. All right, Shane's second ball off to the left. Only takes 4. I'm gonna have to stand up. Shawn also off to the left. Only snags out a couple more. Oh, what a shot! I got a little 4 and 2 there for the spare. Went like 1, as we say. No, good spare in the second there for Shane. Shawn looking to match, and he does. Good spare there in the second. All right. Oh, Shane, a little full on the head pin. It dropped 6 though. The 2 and 2, 3-6 on the right, 4-7 on the left. Shawn, ooh, off to the right, only takes 2. Shane picks off 1. Shawn, good bounce back ball, still has 2 left. Oh, and ball just switched high for a 7 box. So Shane's sitting at 63 through 3. Shawn gets the 9. He's at 59 through 3. So Shane is coming in with a 94 average. He qualified with a 370. As he drops 4, leaving the shot that he just made. Shawn is your number 2 seed with a qualifying score of 410. And he's back in the pocket, leaves the 610. Shane hoping lightning to strike twice on that shot, but not so much this time. I'll have the 147 to shoot at to clean up. Shawn Hale with a spare here in the fourth. Shane only gets 2. That's a 7 box, so he will sit at 7. He will sit at 70. Shawn at 69. Oh. So Shawn sits at 69 on the ball. And ooh, getting a little extra action there. A little extra break off the quarter pin. He drops 5. Shawn, ooh, only the 7 pin, 1 fill. Shane with the 14789 and gets 2 in the back. Shawn looking to bounce back here. Oh, a little close. All right, a little closer, but only takes 2. And Shane with a 7 box. So Shane will be at 77 at the half. Shawn with a 6 box. So he sits at 76. So halfway through this one, Shane Heady cleaning into a 1-pin lead. Now we go to match 2. We have the defending champion, David Newhook, who squeaked in as the number 32 as the number 32 seed with a 370. So he gets a chance to defend his title. He takes on the top overall seed, Kyle Heady, who qualified with a 411, and yes, he is Shane's father. Son, excuse me. Thank you, Bob. Apologies to the Heady family. Dave only takes 3. Oh. So both bowlers will look to clean up here. Oh, Kyle gets the 9. And Dave gets the 10. Kyle coming in with a 107 average. Dave with a 96. Dave bowls out of Central Park in East Boston. And Bob, Kyle's one of your Millis guys, right?
That's right. He's a passport holder. I bowl with him three strings a day for practice.
Ah, that's right.
$30 for the month, and we get 3 strings a day for the month.
That is quite the deal.
Yeah, he's a good egg too. He's really improving. He's in the 1-0s now, upper 1-0s. Had a tough match earlier this week against Danny Finn in the ACST semi-pro level. But watch for his accuracy is starting to approach 60%.
Nice. Oh. Well, that'll put a hit. Well, they'll both put a hit on their accuracy averages with those first balls, but they both have the same leave. 4 horsemen left side. And goes outside on the horseman, leaves the 4-pin. And Dave gets 2 in the corner. So
and he's down 10 right now in the match.
Correct. Yep. So yep. So both bowlers with 9s. So Dave, on the strength of his handicap, will have an early 10-pin lead. Kyle right in the pocket. What a ball. Leaves the 10-pin with nothing in front of it. Looked like Dave was going to have the half Worcester there, but he gets a few extra to go. Ooh, Kyle puts it in the right gutter. Dave looking at the 1, 2, 4, 8, and 10. Wide left. Only gets 2. Oh, a 9 for Kyle. And Dave also gets a 9, so no change in the spread. So 3 boxes in. Neither bowler has gotten a mark yet. I still have 2 to go. Bogey Lanes is a 12-lane establishment, hence having 3 matches on a pair. Kyle only takes out 3. Dave gets 7. And nope, off to the left. He leaves 3. He'll have the 1, 7, and 9 to clean up. And Dave, a little thin on the head pin. So he'll be shooting at the 10-pin. Yep. Kyle chops out the head pin for 8. Dave only gets 9. So, yep. So Dave with an 11-pin lead. Slightly outpinning Kyle to this point, but has a double-digit lead with the handicap. Kyle off to the left, takes out only 3. Dave also off to the left, but he's got the Cleary right. Kyle with a cluster of 6 in the 7-pin. Oh, good bid. Takes out all but the 2 corners. No, Dave gets back pin. So again, well, under normal circumstances, pinning would be making the difference here, but the handicap just adds a whole nother element into it. So Dave's doing his job. Dave's doing his job to this point. So he has a 7 box. So Dave with a 9-pin lead at the half here, 72-63, and now we've got our final match here on this pair. We've got Dave, the number 30 seed, Dave Edison will start on lane 1, and the number 3 seed, Josh Lowell, will start on lane 2. Josh is a local bowler. He bowls right here at Bogey Lanes, and Dave bowls out of Ryan's and Millis. Can't get much closer than this unless our averages were the same. Josh coming in with a 98 average, Dave with a 99. So only a 1-pin difference to start things off. Josh taking full advantage of that low average. He qualifies with a 409. And Dave's squeaked in with a 371. Josh is just making a return to competitive bowling after a little bit of a hiatus, so his average is a little bit lower than what I'm used to seeing with him. He's usually when he was at his peak, he was in that 110 to 115 range. So his last 2 strings of his qualifying was a better indication. So Josh with a 9, Dave with a disappointing 6. And just in case of point of reference, Josh's 3 strings in the qualifying were a 91, a 117, and a 120. And he kept it on the lane, but only gets 1. Dave with 2.
I'm excited to see Josh bowl. I've just been teamed up with him at the upcoming Richie Mayer. Yeah, we just formed a team last week. I'll be with him and Jeremy Seaholm, Eric Seeger, and John Blaze.
Excellent. Be glad to see you're bowling. I will be out there as well.
Dave, I bowl with in Millis, as well as in the ACST semi-pro.
Gotcha.
He's been hot lately.
So Josh looking to clean up. Only with an 8 box. Oh, Dave only gets 2 out of that. You got the 5, 7, 10 to left standing. So Dave with a 7. And Josh with an 8. I will be bowling in the Richie Mayer in 2 weeks as well. As this will be, I think, my 7th year in the tournament, and I've captained a team every year. So it's a fun time.
So tell me about that tournament. This will be my first visit.
So it's the tournament is named after Brian. Western Mass bowler Brian Mayer's father. I don't know the backstory. I mean, I don't know the backstory behind it. Brian's father died a long time ago. I don't know the whole thing behind it, but this tournament's been around for a long time. It goes back to the old Fun Time Lanes in Holyoke, which has since unfortunately closed down. And it's now in its 3rd different house. It went to Agawam Bowl for a few years, and now all of those guys all bowl out of Canal Lanes in East Hampton, and that's where the in Southampton. Excuse me. I always get those things mixed up. So that's where the tournament will be. So this is my 7th year in the event. Josh looking at the 1, 2, 4, and the 8. Oh, just the 2-pin. Dave only took out 3 on his first ball. Oh, what a bounce back. Only leaves the 5. Oh, Josh with an 8. And Dave gets a 10. So Dave's at 49. Josh 52. Yeah, so the Richie Mayer, it's a 5-person team event. It's double elimination. And the first round matches are all randomly drawn. And then you get thrown into brackets and you can just go on from there. It's a fun time. Yeah, it is a handicap event, but there's going to be it's going to be a decent amount of talent there. Like my team in particular, it's myself, Mark Ricci, Jeff Walsh, Josh Riopel, and Jeff Little. Jeff Little's our lowest average. He'll be our handicap, so to speak. So there'll be a few heavy hitters in there. I hear Dave Godwin's going out there as well, just as an example. Him and Freshie.
All right, second ball's in the 4th box here.
Yep. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to the match at hand. Oh, Josh takes out just 2.
3.
Dave looking up. Oh, only gets the 2. So not much action going on this pair just yet. Oh, Josh makes a safe play there. He picks out 1, so he gets an 8. Dave with a nice 10 there. So a 1 box to go in their first halves. Josh Lowell, courtesy of his one extra pin handicap, has a 1-pin lead. And then once Josh and Dave wrap up here, the bowlers will switch sides. Dave a little full. 3, 4, 6, 10. Oh, Dave only takes out the 4-pin, the old lemon drop. Josh looking to cut it over, and he just missed. Dave off to the right, takes out a couple more. Yep. Oh, Josh gets the picks up a 9. And Dave with a 7.
Is that a 9?
Yeah, Josh, Dave with a 7, Josh with a 9. Josh with a 9. So Josh with a 69-66 lead at the half, with a 3-pin lead. All right, so back to our first match. Now, so Shawn drops over to lane 2, and Shane will go over to 1. Shawn back in the pocket, leaves the 3-9, and a piece of wood off to the left that, if it stays right where it is, he should be able to knock something off of it. And he gets the wood off to the right and takes out just the 9. Yep. Oh, and Shane picks him up for the spare. Good bounce back. We got 4 marks so far on this pair, all in this match. Oh, Shawn gets the 9. So he sits at 85. Shane, Kyle's father, also bowls at Ryan's and Millis. Shawn is a Western Mass bowler. I believe he currently is out of Canal Lanes in Southampton, the home of Richie Mayer in 2 weeks. And quite a few Canal bowlers in the house today. So Shawn drops 8, leaves the 2 and the 10. Shane with a 6 on his fill. That puts him at 93. He's got the diamond left to look at. So at the moment, Shane's got an 8-pin lead through completed boxes. And Shawn tries to play the 2 off the wall, and that's all he gets. Shane just picks off the 5. Oh, good pinning by Shawn. He gets the 10-pin. So he sits at 95 through 7. And, oh, costly 7 there for Shane. He'll lose 3 in the box, so he sits at 100. Lead is at 5 with 3 to go. Shawn back in the pocket. Beautiful ball. He gets them all. Strike in the 8th. Shane looking to match. A little too light on the head pin, though. Oh, it's still chewing up for him. All right, he's left with the 2, 4, 7, 10 with some wood. Nope. Ooh. I don't know what Shawn's doing. Shawn's jumping ahead. Well, not something you typically see in a head-to-head match. Shane with a great 10 box, though. He sits at 110. So Shawn's at 105 plus the fill. And he's got it. 2 marks in a row. 2 marks in a row for Shawn Haley. So with that fill, that'll... Nope. The mark is... So those 2 marks will give Shawn the lead with a box to go. I think he just realized he was skipping ahead because now he's going to stop and wait. So Shane gets the 7. He's at 117 through 9. Shawn at 125 on a ball. So he has got an 8-pin lead. So he can pretty much put it away right here with a decent fill. And that was not it. So the lead is 10. So that gives Shane a chance to sneak this one out. And he's got a chance at balls like that, and he takes them all. Clutch strike in the 10th for Shane Heady. That's exactly what he needed. Well, Shawn's got the 1-8-10 with a little help there. Shawn picks all these up. That'll force Shane to get another strike to win the match. Nope. Only a 7. So Shane needs, so Shawn finishes at 134. So Shane needs 7 to tie and 8 to win on this fill. He's got 6 on the first ball, so he needs 2 right here. Oh no! Misses in the misses right when he couldn't miss right. A 6 fill for a 133, and Shawn hangs on for a 1-pin win. Unbelievable. Shawn did what he had to do in the 8th and 9th boxes, and it was enough. Had it all the way, Shawn. Yeah, survive in advance. Survive in advance. All right, so.
He's going to play the winner of Mike Kustek and.
Okay. Yep. Up next for him, he will bowl the win. Oh, as we'll get back to that as Dave, as our defending champion. That's right. Starts off the second half with a bomb. He'll try to add on to his 9-pin lead. Kyle drops 6. He's got the 1-4-7-9. Ooh, the hip pin a little thin. 4 pins spinning around. He's got 2 left to shoot at, the 7 and the 9. And he gets the 10. So Kyle will sit at 73 through 6. So as I was saying, Shawn will bowl the winner of a couple of Mohegan bowlers, Scott Lavallee and Mike Kustek. As the 2 of them both bowl out of Mohegan Bowl down in Webster. Newhook looking to double up. Looking at the 5-7-10 here with a piece of wood that, at least he's got some help. Kyle in the 2-4 pocket, drops 8. Oh, what a bid. Couldn't quite get the 5-pin over, so it's a 9 fill on the strike. Kyle gets a break, looking at the 1-3, and he's got it. Spare in the 7th for Kyle Heady. Dave only gets a 9. So Dave's at 100 through 7. Kyle's at 83 plus the ball. Still in the match. Dave at the moment with a 17-pin lead. Dave back in the pocket. 3 good pocket hits in a row. This time he's got just the 5-pin. Kyle dives it off into the corner only 3. Oh. So the lead's 14 to completed boxes as Dave was nowhere near the 5-pin. Kyle picks up a few. So he's got a couple. No, Dave gets a little closer, but still leaves the 5-pin. So a 9 in the 8th there. And same for Kyle. So Dave with a 109 to 95 lead through 8. Still within reach. It's a 2-mark game at the moment. So Kyle with a couple of marks can still pull this out if Dave doesn't get any. And that's not going to help. Only taking out 4. Dave off to the left, only takes out 2. He'll have the 1-2-10 left. Kyle through the middle. Does what you have to do on that leave and hits it full, but he only leaves 1. Dave pins out for the 9. Kyle with a 10 gets 1 back, so the lead is 13, but we're basically in double strike territory at this point. So short of a 6 box by Dave, Kyle will more than likely need a double strike. And he's already got the 6 beat. So Kyle's going to need. He can still tie. Dave needs 1 to lock it up, however, and he's got it. So the defending champion will move on. Kyle trying to get that last spare for good measure, but that's not going to work. So the top overall qualifier is gone.
He's going to play the winner of Jason Gauthier
Jr.
and Steve Reno
okay.
Senior bowling over there on.
All right, so Dave will bowl the winner of our tournament coordinator, Steve Reno Sr. and Shawn Sears, And no, excuse me, Shawn, and let's look. I think so. Because I think 9 to 16 get scratch tickets. Something's. Oh yeah, I was looking at it wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
No, yeah, it's I said Shawn. No, so he'll bowl. So Dave will bowl the winner of Steve Reno Sr. and Jason Gauthier Jr. And at the moment, it looks like it's going to be Jason. I'm looking over on 3 and 4. Jason's got a 23-pin lead with a box to go. He goes by JB. Well, B is his middle initial. Everyone calls him JB. And Josh cleans up for the 10. So let's get back to the action there. So Josh starts out his second half with a 10 box. Dave with a 7. Dave starts the 7th with an 8. Got the 6 and the 10. The frozen piece of wood in there. Josh back in the pocket, drops 9. So Josh with a 6-pin lead at the moment. And he's got it. Dave Edison with a spare in the 7th. Josh looking at the 7-pin for a spare, and he's got it. So matching spares in the 7th. We have a final over on 3 and 4. So Jason Gauthier Jr., excuse me, or better known as JB. He's going to move on. He'll move on to the next round. So Dave drops 2 on the fill. Jason with a 115 to 97 victory. Back to the action here. Josh drops 5, leaving the 4 horsemen right and the 7. Dave puts it in the hole. Not what he's looking for there.
Leads up to 9 now for Josh.
Yep, 9-pin lead for Josh. And only takes out 3, leaving the goalpost 7 and 10. Dave, all right, pins out for a 7. Oh, Josh almost gets the 7-10, but he gets the 9 for 103 through 8. So 11-pin lead for Josh Lowell with 2 to go. So over on the 3 and 4, Lavalley and Kustak are just beginning their back half. Looks like Lavalley is well in command of that one to move on. So it looks like he's going to face Shawn Hale in the next round. Ooh, Dave just squeaks by the wood and gets the 10-pin. Oh, if he clipped that wood on the low end, he probably would have made it. Josh plays the 2-pin and he's got it. Good read by Josh Lowell as the wood was frozen there on the front 2. Dave with a 10. No, 9, excuse me. So he sits at 101. Josh at 112. No, excuse me, he's at 113. He has a 12-pin lead. So let's see what Dave gets on this ball. Oh, Dave would do well to throw a strike here, put the pressure on. And he almost does. Big 9 drop, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Let's see what Josh gets on this fill here. Oh, good break off the 4-pin. Drop 6. So and Dave gets the spare in the 10th, but that's not going to be enough. The best he can do is 121. Josh is already at 125. So Josh Lowell's going to move on. He's on this side. Josh will bowl the winner of Tim Cook and Yanni Davili. I think that's a house bowler. So we'll have to sort that out. So Dave drops 8 on his fill on the 10th. It's for a 119. Josh got a 10 box. He finishes at 129. So Josh Lowell with a 10-pin victory. 129 to 119. So we still got a bunch of first-round matches to wrap up. So
let's see if you want to talk to one of the bowlers.
Okay. Hey, all right. Want to jump on for a quick little interview? That all right?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, we got our 2C Shawn Hale here. Found a way to win that one, huh?
Yeah, I was sweating a little bit. It was a little intense out there.
Yeah, these head-to-head matches can get a little intense. You had it all the way, as the saying goes.
Yes and no, but I bowled with Shane before a long time ago at Fun Time in Holyoke.
Oh, okay, nice.
I knew how he was as a bowler, but still, I love these close games.
Yeah, nothing better. So, did Shane used to bowl at Fun Time?
Yes, Wednesday nights over there.
Oh, okay. So that was a long time ago, because
That was probably maybe 15 years ago.
Okay, because I know he bowls out of Millis now.
When I had a higher average.
That is true. Fair enough. Yeah, you took a little bit of a break, though.
Yes, I took about almost a 4-year break.
Okay.
And I put on a little pounds, so, you know.
Gotcha.
All right, I guess. Oh. Well, let me get ready for the next.
Well, good luck in the next round. I think you're going to bowl the winner of this match, and it looks like it's it looks like Scott's got it wrapped up. So, well, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Scali.
What's the bonus coverage on David?
So just sit tight, listen to the background noise, and we'll be back in a little bit.
That match is over now.
And yep. I just realized that Bob shifted the cam over. So over on lanes 3 and 4, Justin Waters with a 126-97 victory over Tina Ward. Jason Gauthier Jr. with a 115-97 win over Reno Sr. And Scott Lavallee with a 131-102 victory over Mike Kustak. And as I look over onto 5 and 6.
We can see the brackets actually behind us.
I think
See the back of our tournament director
Yep.
working on the brackets.
Yep.
Just filling airtime here, Justin.
Not much you can do here.
Yeah. So what was the qualification today? We had 54 bowlers.
Correct.
And they're getting a handicap off of.
The handicap was 85% to 130. So the way that works is you take your average, you take the difference between your average and that 130, and then you take 85% of it, and that's your handicap per string.
Okay, we had it. So Josh Daly had a 125 all the way down to I think we had a couple below 80.
I believe so. Yes.
House bowlers, and you needed 370 with the handicap to qualify in the top 32 out of 54.
That is correct. That is actually a higher cut than usual. I myself, I had a 359 qualifying score, which in most years is good enough to make the cut, but this year, unfortunately, it was not. Which is, in a way, is strange because the place seems to be falling a little on the tougher side, but somehow didn't affect the top 32.
Yes, there were quite a few splits out there, but then again, I heard the spray machines were out this morning.
That is correct.
Ponies were running in the back of the plates. Steve was actually talking about how they were running a little faster after an application.
Yep.
Casey McCool's here.
I take it you got knocked out.
Yes, I did. But I had fun being here. It was fun bowling in this tournament. I hope to come back again next year.
Excellent. You backdoored your way in. You backdoored your way into the Cayeta. You weren't looking good with 5 boxes to go, and then you ran off 3 marks to close like a 72 back half, I think it was, to get in.
Yeah, I bowled a 113 in my last game. I did very well. I made a 379, so I did very well.
Very well for your first time out. So how close was the match?
Oh, he blew me out of the woods. It was a really tough match.
Who'd you bowl?
Mike. I don't know what his last name is.
Let's look at the bracket. I think he was on this side. John Minnie?
Yeah, John Minnie. John Minnie. Yeah,
he's a Western Mass bowler.
Yeah, he's a really good bowler, and my hat's off to him. I hope he does well in the rest of the turnout.
Excellent. Well, thanks for jumping in.
Thank you, Scali.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Yeah, take care. Yep.
Maybe get Jason Gauthier Sr. to explain the.
I gotta find him. Oh, he's behind you. Hey, you want to jump on and explain the Calcutta?
We need to stand about right.
Stand over here. So we have a special guest. Those of you who've been following the Candlepin chat page, you know Jason Gauthier Sr. has been running a little thing called a Calcutta the last few weeks, and I got Jason here to explain the whole thing to you.
Hey, how you doing, Justin?
Doing very well. How you been? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I moved back into town, getting back involved. So a Calcutta is a form of gambling where you have either everybody in the tournament or some people in the tournament, and you bid them off. Highest bidder wins, and then they bowl the tournament, and whoever wins the tournament, you pay out just like you would the tournament. You pay out to Calcutta pool, and it gives people that didn't really get to come and bowl or didn't make it because it was filled, gets them involved. Because we're doing everything online,
right?
So people get to bid all through the bowling community, all on Candlepin chat and any web page that we posted it to. And it just makes it a little more interesting, a little more fun. It gets more people watching all the coverage because they're bowlers now. They got stake in watching a bowler bowl, live. So it's fun.
Right. Candlepin Calcutta is the Facebook page, right?
Yes. Yep. Candlepin Calcutta. And I'm thinking about making a website, but I haven't quite nailed that down yet.
All right. Excellent.
Right behind you is Josh Daly. Tell him how much he went for on the Calcutta.
So being the first Calcutta, I was very happy with the turnouts, and we did have one bowler who was in a bidding war with two people, and most bowlers went between $30 and $40, and one bowler, Josh Daly, went for $160. But
crazy.
He did not make the round, so that's unfortunate for the person who bid on him.
Yeah. If you've been following along the whole time, you know who he is.
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, thanks for letting me on here, and we're going to do more of these. The next one's going to be the Easter Classic.
Excellent.
So we'll hopefully get that one and build it up even more.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm historically not much of a gambler, but even I got into this thing. It's a load of fun.
Yeah, it was great. Everybody said they had a great time doing it, and I'm really thrilled with the turnout, and I'm happy that it took off because I've been trying to do this for about 10 years.
Really? That long, huh?
Yeah. Yep. I brought it up before. It never took off. I really think the whole Facebook community and the bowling group that comes together really made it work out.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Yep. We're getting ready for round two.
David Newhook versus Jason Gauthier Jr. Nathan Rondo Sr. versus Jody Pelloni. Lanes 1 and 2, guys. Lanes 3 and 4. Shawn Hale versus Scott LaValle. Stephen Reno Jr. versus John Minnie. Lanes 5 and 6. Josh Lowell versus Gianni DeValley. And Lou Gachana versus Mike Nardone. Lanes 5 and 6. Lanes 7 and 8. Justin Waters versus Jason Mahan. And also on 7 and 8, Jackson Loomer versus Brendan O'Dowd. I'm going to get you your scorecards out.
And there you have it. There's your second round matchups. Thank goodness for our broadcast position. We were right near the front desk.
So we're going to have to adjust this.
Yep.
Do we know who we have lane 1?
We'll have to. Well, bear with us. We'll wait until they put the names. Let's wait until the bowlers put the names in the scoreboard. Then I'll go grab the cards.
Calcutta's getting narrowed down fast. Yep.
Jay, who's left? All right, so now I get you on the mic. So Jason, who's left in the Calcutta?
So out of the 25 bowlers that we had, 14 moved on into round 1, and there were 3 matches that faced off against each other, but a total of 7 of the 14 all lost. So there's only 7 bowlers left going into round 2.
Gonna get interesting.
It's getting interesting because there's only the top 3 get a prize.
So who are those 7 bowlers?
Let's see. We have I don't know. I know left is Nardone, Reno Jr., Newhook, Gauthier Jr., Lowell, O'Dowd, and Garchana, Lou.
All right. Well, all right. Thank you for the information. I'll check back with you a little bit later.
Oh, yep. I'll be back around at the end of this round. We'll see who's left.
Sounds good to me. All right. So, yep. We got. So Jason Gauthier Jr. and Dave Newhook will start off here on 1 and 2. So Dave does not have to move. And then we got Nathan Rondeau and Jody Pelloni. A couple of house bowlers. Nathan was on my qualifying lane. So we are in the So we are in the sweet. Yep. So we are in the Sweet 16 here. The losers in this round get a scratch ticket. You will get cash. You get cash if you advance to the Elite 8. So JB starts off with a 7 drop. So JB has got 14 pins of handicap. Dave Newhook with 28 as JB starts off with a spare. So Nathan Rondeau with 34 pins of handicap. So 34 for Nathan. Nathan and Jody are head to head. No, that's you're right. You're good. No, you're fine. You're fine. All right. So, and you can. You can switch up if you want, but I don't think it really matters. And JB with 2 in a row, 8 fill, and then another one. Dave only has 9, so yep. So, yep, and then another. So Dave gets the 9. He's at 37. Sorry, no, 2 9s to start, so 46 through 2. Jody with 41 pins of handicap. And JB only gets 3 on his fill. So that puts him at 45. Newhook off to the left with the 1-3-10. All right, with 3 left to clean up.
Raises the handicap there.
Correct. Newhook with the spare in the 3rd. Cleans up the 1-3 and the 10. JB's got this for a 10 box, and he gets nothing, so that puts him at 52. And Newhook's at 56. So Newhook with an early 4-pin lead, plus this fill.
As our defending champ, that was actually 2 years ago.
As JB with a bomb in the 2nd. Yes, that is correct. The tournament was not held last year due to the pandemic. But, yes, the last tournament was 2 years ago. And Newhook just off to the left, so he got a 6 on his fill. So that puts him at 62 through completed boxes. And he gets the 10 in the 4th, so he sits at 72. JB off to the left, looking for a little backdoor action there. Got 7 on the first ball. Oh, Newhook with a gift off the 4-pin. Head pin goes the 2-6-9-10. JB with nothing in front of his. Oh, and he chops out the head pin. So 8 on the fill for a 70. Dave goes to the cap there. Only gets the triangle in the corner. So JB with a 9. And Dave with a 10. So at the half, JB with an 80. No, yeah, that's wrong. At 70. Oh, nope, a little scoring error here. We confirm with the official scoreboard. So JB at 79 with a 79 half. Dave is at 82 with a 3-pin lead.
That makes more sense.
JB is a Western Mass bowler. He bowls out of Agawam Bowl and Canal Lanes. So he's current with a 113 average. Now in our other match, we got Nathan Rondeau Sr. and Jodi Palawi. Jody getting 7 pins in this one. He will start on lane 2. Yep. Nathan with 5. So Jody coming in with an 81 average. Nathan at 90. We'll put qualifying scores of 387 and 375 respectively. Jody off to the right. Yep. Got a couple of house bowlers here. They bowl right here at Bogey Lanes. And Jody only gets 3. Nathan with 2 more. Nathan with a 7. So Nathan with a 7 box and Jody with an 8. So Jody leaves the 4 horseman right side. Nathan only chops out the 7 pin, excuse me. And off to the right. Bowls in the gutter. Nathan also off to the right, picks up the other corner. So both bowlers looking to pin out. Joey's a little more favorable. And he only gets 2, though. Oh, Kyle with a good 9 box. Excuse me, Nathan, excuse me. Still thinking back to the last match. So Nathan with a 9 for 50. Jody with an 8 for 57. So Jody with an early 7-pin lead. Oh, and you don't want that. He puts it right in the gutter. And Nathan with a 3. Nathan drops 3 as I get tangled with the microphone cord. Half was to left on his second ball. Nathan also hits the 2-pin, but he takes out a little more, so he's got 3 left. So Jody looking at half was to left. And he gets a 7. And Nathan also with a 7, so pair of 7s there. Lead is still at 7, so it's 64-57. Jody is your 13 seed with his qualifying score of 387. As he takes out 5 on his first ball. Nathan, a little full, but takes out 7. He's got the 4, 7, and 10. Nathan was the 24 seed with a 375. He upset Shawn Sears in his first round match. I believe it was a 3-pin victory. Oh, Jody only picks out the head pin. So he has an 8 here in the 4th. And Nathan with a 9. So 1 box to go in their first half. Jody at 72, and Nathan at 66. So it's 6-pin lead.
Yes, there's a lot of debate about handicap tournaments and whether they advantage the higher handicap bowlers and the lower handicap bowlers.
Right.
There's been some research that way. By actually, one of the guys that competed today, John Nichols, did a examination of the scores and the range of scores that a high bowler typically has. And he found actually that higher bowlers are at the advantage, not just in an 80% or an 85% handicapper, but they actually are more likely to score above their average.
Right.
And also more likely to score below their average. But if they're having a good day, the same average good day for a good bowler gives them more points above their average than a
Interesting.
poor bowler.
So
Standard deviation, for instance, on a 120 bowler is 15. So he's just as likely to get bowl a 135 as a 100 bowler is to bowl a 110, right?
So Jody with an 8 box, and Nathan with a disappointing 6 to close out their first halves. So Jody with an 80 to 72 8-pin lead as our first bowlers get back up.
Yeah. So the TLDR, if you didn't want to hear about all that, if you're a good bowler, don't be afraid of entering handicap tournaments. If you're having a good day, you're at a bigger advantage than a low handicapper. He has his best day in the world. He's not gonna score as much over his handicap as you are if you have one of your good days.
The other factor though that just the raw numbers won't take into effect is house difficulty.
And there, we just saw 2 house bowlers here. They're familiar with the conditions, and for them, maybe they're at a 2 or 3 pin advantage. I don't know how you'd say, playing it every lane in bogey.
All right, we got a pair of 8s to start the second halves. So the lead remains at 3 for our defending champion. Oh, Dave gets a break there, leaves the 1-2. JB also off to the right. That 2-pin is leaning, doesn't want to go. He's got the 1-2, 9, and 10. Newhook only gets the 2. That wood's favorable if he hits the head pin right in the face, and he's got it. What a shot there by JB. So, Dave with a 9 for 99. We have, another thing too, we have 2 past champions of this tournament bowling here, as Jason Gauthier Jr. is also a previous winner. I believe he won either the year before Dave or the year before that.
His father's right there. We can ask him.
Yeah. We'll ask him after. The 2 of them don't get along. So JB drops 8 on his fills. That puts him at 105 through 7. And he splits the 2-pinner for another one. 2 marks in a row for Jason Gauthier Jr. And Newhook with a 9, so he sits at 108 through 8. JB 115 and a ball. Oh, Justice Gauthier. Oh. JB only gets 6 on the fill there. But the lead's up to double digits. It's at 13. Newhook pretty much needs this one here, and he doesn't get it. So maybe looking to play the wood, a little higher than he wanted. So, and only a 6 box there. JB gets 2 for a 9. So Jason Gauthier Jr., better known as JB, with a 16-pin lead with a box to go. The defending champ is on the ropes here. He needs a strike, a strike and pray. And 9 on a wobbling 4-pin, and that is gonna do it. JB drops 7. Dave gets the spare, and it's not gonna matter, as JB with a matching spare in the 10th. So Jason Gauthier Jr. is going to move on. That's my 6-year-old self there. Shawn, what year did he win it? JB, you won this one. Before, right? That's what I figured. So Dave drops 9, JB drops 4, and that'll do it. JB moving on. No, four fill. So JB with a 4 fill on the 10th for a 144. To Dave Newhook's 129, a 15-pin win. And it was confirmed. We believe we have the last 2 champions in this match, and JB moves on. Now, so Nathan Rondeau back up on lane 6. Jody Palawi over on lane 1. Jody currently sitting with an 8-pin lead. And off to the right. Nope, leaves 2. That cheer you heard in the background was Josh Lowell making a big 6-pin cluster for a spare in the 10th. And it looks like he needed it to win his match. As Nathan with an 8, and Jody with 1 as well. So matching 8s, the lead stays at 8. How's that for crazy 8s? So Nathan drops 5. He's diamond middle in the 10. Jody with only 4. Yes, Josh Lowe with a 144 to 136 win over on 5 and 6. So Nathan with a right off the curtain. So it's only an 8. It's only an 8-pin match. Pinning's crucial here. Nathan gets the friendly bounce off the wall, so that's a big 10 for him. Oh, and that ball went in the gutter just about when he let go of it. That is a disappointing 4-box. But Nathan with the mini mark there, he picked up 6 pins, so now we only got a 2-pin match here. And while the gutter gets cleared out, Shawn Hale is in the barn burner. As you can see on lane 3, he needs to make this, and he does not. And a bad double piece of wood there. He needed to make that. Actually, that was for a 10, so at that point, the match was already over. So Scott Lavallee moves on there and knocks out knocking out one of the top seats. Now we fix the score. The official scoreboard gets fixed. So once again, Jody with a 2-pin lead, and Nathan with the check mark left. Jody takes out just the 10, and he's got it. Spare in the 8th for Nathan. Jody looking to match, and he does not get it. So Nathan with a decent chance to take the lead here. Jody looking to clean up, and another disappointing 6-box. So he sits at 98 through 8, and Nathan with 100 on the ball. That goes to show you. Jody only gets 10 pins in his last 2 boxes, and just let Nathan right back into it. In fact, Nathan has the lead. So Nathan's up 2 on a ball with 2 to go. With a 4 fill. So four on the fill for Nathan. So that gets up to 6. The bad fill helps Jody out. Only takes out 2. So with the lead up to 6. Jody with a favorable here. He's got the lead. He's got the 1, 2, 4, and 5. Off to the left again. Only gets the 1. Nathan with a 7-box. So he's a 111 through 9. Jody only gets the 1. So with an 8, he's at 106. Match isn't over yet. But Nathan Nathan clinging to a 5-pin lead. Oh, right back in the pocket. Tough break with the 4, 6, and 10 with a piece of wood in front of the 6 and 10. Then I'm not sure it's going to do much. Jody off the head pin on the 2, gets a break. He's got the 1, 3, 7. Excuse me, the 1, 3, 10. And Nathan Rondeau clipping the wood and getting nothing. Jody here with a must make. Oh, and the 10 pin does not carry. I think he needed to be right on the head pin there. I think the frozen wood deflected the ball around the 10. So Nathan with a 7 for 118. Jody gets the 10 for 116. A 2-pin victory for Nathan Rondeau Sr. So the lower seed moves on. All right, so let's. Yep. So Nathan Rondeau moves on. He will bowl Jason Gauthier Jr.
Oh my goodness. It might not be in our lane, but we'll see.
We'll see where everything shakes out. So now meanwhile over on 3 and 4, we got John Minnie and Steve Reno Jr. up. That is the last match on the board. Reno Jr. currently with a 3-pin lead. Both bowlers have fills. John Minnie dropping 7. Reno Jr. off to the left. He drops 6, so John picks up a pin. So through completed boxes, Reno Jr. with a 100-98 lead. John, had the 6, 7, 10, gets the 6, 10 in the corner. Reno looking at the 1, 3, 6, and 7. On the up, goes outside, only gets the 1 and the 7. John is part of the Western Mass contingent out of Canal Lanes. Steve Reno Jr., a Bogey Lanes native, now bowls, as you can see, out of Central Park Lanes in East Boston. And an 8 for Reno. It's only an 8 box there. We got a tie ball game with a box to go, 108 apiece.
Wow.
Last match of the Sweet 16. It'll come down to the last box. Minnie. Oh, tough break on a good thin hit. Leaves the 5, 7, 10. Reno off to the left. Leaves that cluster of 6 on the right. And off to the left. Only gets the 1. And Reno off to the right. He also only has 2 left. The 1 and the 10. These 10s are makeable. It's gonna come. John. Oh, John with the 9. So John's a 117. Reno 1 to tie, 2 to win. No! John Minnie hangs on for a 1-pin victory. 117 to 116. And that will end the Sweet 16. What a finish. That's the second match we've gotten on camera that have been lost by a curtain hit. So as we look at the bracket in the Elite 8, Josh Lowell will take on Mike Nardone. Jason Mahan will bowl Brendan O'Dowd. As previously mentioned, we got Nathan Rondeau against Jason Gauthier Jr. and Scott Lavallee against John Minnie.
I did it.
So sit tight. We'll wait for the lane announcements.
I could actually probably bring the camera down to show you that bracket if we were clever here.
Yeah, might not be worth it. Yeah.
I might lose my alley if I do that.
Yeah, with this setup, I'm not sure that's a good idea. We need one more camera.
I can't show you the crowd.
Yeah. So we look over onto 5 and 6. So I previously mentioned Josh Lowell's match, and Mike Nardone with a convincing 135 to 103 win over Lou Gacharna. And I don't think this is going to reach them. And the matches on 7 and 8, I can't tell, and it doesn't even look like that they put the handicaps in.
All of you that have moved on, you're in the money now. So you made at least $80. We got Nathan Rondo against Jason Gauthier Jr. here on 1 and 2. Also on 1 and 2. Actually, I'm gonna use them all. Dan, we don't have a waiting list, do we? I'm going to use all 8 right now. One more time. 10, 15 minutes.
Might as well. We have.
3 and 4. We got Mike Nardone versus Josh Lowell.
So Mike Nardone and Josh Lowell on 3 and 4. We got Gauthier and Gauthier and Rondeau here on 1 and 2. Scott LaValle and John Minnie on 5 and 6. And
Dan, reset the lane.
that was nuts. I wasn't saying. I might want to move the camera back.
Okay.
Well, he had just moved that over to 3 and 4 because that match was wrapping up. That was every so often I was like mentioning other matches, so it made sense.
That was so intense. That was ridiculous.
Don't know yet. We'll find out.
It might be right. Okay.
So I don't have the cards.
Up, though.
Sit tight, folks.
I'll give you some exposure. He doesn't bowl anywhere else in the house.
No, my 444's at 3 and 4.
While we wait for the matches to set up, we got Jason Gauthier Sr. here back for a Calcutta update.
Round 2 was very interesting. There were 2 Calcutta matchups against each other, and Gauthier Jr. beat Newhook and Nardone beat Lou. And then there were still another 5 matches, and 3 of them lost. So we're down to the final 4 of the 8 bowlers left are still in the Calcutta.
Yeah, interesting. So the top 3 have not been decided yet.
Top 3 have not been decided. There's only 3 games left, and there is one Calcutta matchup here, Nardone and Lowell. So that matchup's definitely going to be knocking somebody out, and depending on how the other 2 bowl, we could have our final 3.
So the top three Calcutta bowlers will be decided after this match.
Yes. Well, they'll be decided. The top 3 will be finalized, and then we'll see who gets first, second, third from there.
Right. We'll know who the 3 bowlers are.
We'll know who the 3 bowlers are for sure.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Right. So we got Rondo and Gauthier Jr. here over on 1 and 2. So Rondo with we'll be getting 20 pins of handicap here as we hit the Elite 8. Or we got Mike Nardone and Josh Lowell on 3 and 4. Brendan O'Dowd and Jason Mahan on 5 and 6. And on 7 and 8, it'll be Scott Lavalley and John Minnie. All right. And we're underway. JB back at right in the pocket. Got the 2 and the 4. Wood not in a favorable position. Yep. Needs to go right up on the cap of the wood. Oh, the ball almost comes back to gets it. Oh, nice spare by Nathan to start off. Had the 1, 2, 6, 8, and 10 with some wood in there. And 10 for JB. So JB starts out with a 10. See it, it's right in. So JB with a 10, and Nathan. So Nathan with the spare. So an early 44 plus. Oh, as Nardone cuts the 4 into the 5 over on lane 3. What a shot. Unfortunately, it was for a 10 box. So JB with an 8 fill. Excuse me, an 8 drop. Nathan with a 3 fill. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So JB with the 10. And Nathan with a 7. Yeah, Nathan did have a 3 fill. JB off to the left. 4 horsemen right and the 7. Rondo drops 7. Yep. Anthony, you're good. Yep. Oh. JB just takes out the horseman. Rondo's got the triangle, only takes out 1. JB checks out for the 10 box. Rondo with an 8. So Nate with an early 18 pin lead, almost at 16. So JB's cut 2 pins off. We're down to the final 8, so we're only going to have one matchup on each pair. So he'll bowl 10 consecutive boxes. JB drops, off to the left, drops 5. Mikey Nardone with a nice shot there over on 3. JB looking to run it down, and only gets the 4. Nathan, hoping that 4 pin falls in. He almost stole that one. JB checks out with a 10 box. And Rondo with a 9. JB's got 4 10s up on the board. And Rondo with the 9, so Nathan Rondo with a 17-pin lead through 4 boxes. JB gets 3. Rondo only 6. He's got the cluster of 6 on the left and the 10-pin with some wood in. Oh, it goes a little full. He's got the 4, 5, 7 left. Ooh. Clips the wood there, only gets the head pin. So JB's got the 4, 5, 7. Rondo 7, 8, 9. And JB gets the short 2. And Rondo also gets 2. So we got a pair of 9s there. And both bowlers will switch sides here at the half, so we're halfway through this one. Nathan Rondo's at 80. Jason Gauthier Jr. at 63. So JB's beating him scratch, but he's gonna have to get a couple marks in there to make up this difference. And that will help him as Rondo only takes out 1 there. Gauthier back on the pocket, this time on the Brooklyn side. He's got the 3-pin with a piece of wood off to the left. Might be able to use that as a guy, but he should be going right at the 3-pin. Nathan off to the right, gets the other corner, and JB with the spare here in the 6th. And a 4 box. I will see you Friday. I'm subbing for Academy 1. Norm. Yeah, I'll see you Friday. So while we clear the wood up, let's give you a little out-of-town scoreboard, if you will. So on 3 and 4, we're at the half. Mike Nardone with an 80-72 lead. Over on 5 and 6, it's like Brendan O'Dowd's got an 80-60 lead there in the 6th box. And 7 and 8, we got scoreboard malfunction, so they're doing it on paper. JB back in the pocket, strike on spare, right on time. 2 in a row for Gauthier Jr. Rondeau shooting at the 5, 9, and the 10. He gets the 2. So good bid there. And just like that, JB gets 2 marks, and that'll give him, that will, well, I stand corrected. Oh. So 9 box for Rondeau. I almost jumped the gun there. So we have a tie ball game, plus whatever Gauthier gets on this fill, so those 2 marks are going to give him the lead with 3 to go. Rondeau on the head pin with a little clip wing eagle. As JB back on the hocket again, drops 9. He's got the 5 pin this time. Got 2 pieces of wood coming back out to the lip. And a double piece there. And a double wood there. He should be able to go right at it. And Rondo only gets the 10 pin. And he's got it. 3 marks in a row for Jason Gauthier Jr. He sits at 113 and a ball in the 8th. Rondo looking at 2 and 2 here. Gets 2 for an 8 box. So that'll keep him in it for the moment, but it looks like this is going to get away from him. So JB with a 12-pin lead, 113 to 101, plus this fill.
He's been open through that. Those 3 marks obviously going to carry him right into the lead, but
and he's back.
Throwing 10s is about to go deep. I usually say.
So JB with the 8 fill. Rondeau's got the 4 horsemen right, no dice, and he's got it. He gets by the piece of wood, 4 marks in a row, and that will just about do it. So JB's at 131 on a ball. Nathan Rondeau there with an 8 box for a 1 at 109. So JB with a 22-pin lead with 1 box to go plus his fill. This match is not mathematically over yet, but it's might as well be. And now it is. So Jason Gauthier Jr., the 2019 champion, is going to move on to the Final 4. Rondo only takes out the 2. Gauthier gets the 7 to carry as he runs the back half with 5 marks in a row. So Rondo with the 10. He ends at a 119. JB 141 on a ball. He takes out only 5. So that's it. Jason Gauthier Jr. will move on with a convincing by score, 146 to 119 victory. A 27-pin victory that was a lot closer than the final score indicated.
Yeah, that's amazing. 5. We have a pool in the Holbrook Union Lanes League where if you make 5 in a row, you take the pool. And we even with guys like Bob Whitcomb and Craig Holbrook and the Douglas brothers and the Nichols brothers, that pool often doesn't get taken. Yeah,
we have one in my Tuesday league at Academy one as well. I've actually hit it 3 times this year. Twice with a triple strike, because we count triple strikes as 5 in a row.
Look at that side though. You came in with 63. What is that?
That is a 78. That is a 78 back half. I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
83, right?
Oh, you just did it there. Okay.
Talk to the man.
80 back half. Nope. All right. So, in the other matches, it looks like Looks like Mike Nardone has this one wrapped up. As Josh will bowl out the string. He's going to end at 114. Nardone is well past that already. He gets a 6 fill there on the 10th. So so Hale ends at 134, 20-pin victory for Mike Nardone over Josh Lowell. Meanwhile, over on 5 and 6, Brendan O'Dowd with a 128 to 121 victory. Over Jason Mayer, or Maha, whoever pronounces his name. So we've got three of our final 4 are set, with 1 match left on 7 and 8, but as I previously mentioned, the scoreboards are malfunctioning over there, so they are using pencil and paper. Oops, sorry, Steve.
JB, we have Mike Nardone clinched.
Brendan. What's that? Oh. That's I'll pull it away. I'll actually see you Friday. Stand by for Jason Gauthier Sr. with a Calcutta update. So Jason, how are things looking at the moment?
Well, that was an interesting round. We had one more Calcutta matchup, and actually that matchup determined who our top 3 are now. Gauthier Jr. won, O'Dowd won, and Nardone defeated Lowell in the Calcutta match. So we have our top 3. Now we just have to figure out which order they're going to end the tournament in.
Yeah, I think you couldn't ask for better with where you're going to have your top 3 placers moving this far in the tournament. Certainly makes things a lot easier to figure out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, with 25 of 54, look, 14 didn't make the cut, and it went down to 7, down to 4, down to 3. But yeah, having 3 of the last 4 bowlers in this tournament going, it's a great thing for the tournament and for the Calcutta.
Yep. Absolutely. You don't have to worry about any of those pesky tiebreakers.
Exactly. Well, there still could be, because two people could lose this round. So
that's right.
One box remains, and Scott Lavalley has a 1-pin lead over there on 7 and 8. If you can see it in the far corner.
That's another tight one. It's another tight one over there. Yeah, watch. I jinxed it. It'll happen. You'll have to go to the tiebreaker. That tends to happen with me.
Yeah, and the tiebreaker is fine. The tiebreaker was their qualifying position. So there's distinct winner. Whoever was the higher seed that gets knocked out. If 2 people get knocked out here, higher seed gets second, lower seed gets third.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have 3 winners in the next 30 minutes.
Sounds good to me. Thanks, Jason.
They're going to have to bowl 1 box, I believe. He needed to pick up the 1. He needed to pick up the 110 that was on our left.
John Minnie.
Needed to pick up that 110, and he got it with the final ball of the game. Here we are.
So we are in a in our 1-box roll off. 6 drop for Scott. He's got the 4 horsemen left. We'll see if we can get the camera adjusted over there. Minnie puts it right in the pocket, drops 9. He leaves the 7-pin.
Can't see the 7-pin from
Yep.
here.
Yeah. Yep. I got the microphone over far enough to see the corners. Lavely goes outside on the horseman. He leaves the 7-pin. Well, he's got a piece of wood there off to the left. He might be able to get by it. He's trying, and he's got it. He clips it on the way by. Yep. And Dave needs to pick this to force John to fill it, and he's got it. So they're tied at the moment. John just needs to keep it. John just needs to keep it on the lane. Yeah, he's got felt. So John just needs to keep it on the lane, and that will do it. So John Minnie in overtime will advance.
That's Scott.
No, Scott. Yep.
Scott Lavely.
Scott. No, John. No, John Minnie. John Minnie advances in overtime. So our final 4, it will be Jason Gauthier Jr. against John Minnie. So we got an all Western Mass matchup in that one. And on the other side of the bracket, we got a couple Millis bowlers, Mike Nardone and Brendan O'Dowd. Well, yes, that is correct.
I don't have room for all their names, but
Yep.
we'll put that up
Yeah.
just as a flag. Yep.
Yeah. I think it's telling Brendan a little short call him a Millis bowler. He has many hats. Brendan bowls in Millis, right?
Often. He's been in the league on Wednesday nights, and but he also bowls out here, and he's a Grafton resident, and so he bowls out of spare time. But for league bowling, I believe he's on Mohegan.
No, I said Brendan, not Nardone.
Not this season.
He's not in Millis this year.
Last season. Yeah, and during the summer.
All right. Well, so we've got what? Well, so in any event, we got 2 Western Mass bowlers and 2 Central Mass bowlers.
That's right.
Mike Nardone bowls in Millis, but in league play and the ACST, but he is a Grafton resident. As Bob has alluded to, he bowls out of he's a longtime bowler out of Mohegan Bowl in Webster.
That's right. Sorry.
Yep.
I didn't follow the question, Justin.
Yep. Yep. And Brendan lives in yep. That's right, Brendan lives in Worcester. So we've got. Is that even? Oh, my apologies. I read the bracket wrong. It is Jason Gauthier Jr. against Mike Nardone, and John Minnie against Brendan O'Dowd. So we will have Gauthier and Nardone in front of us here in 1 and 2.
We could probably get a view of what's going on in 3 and 4, but I think we should keep the call to 1 and 2 to keep things sane.
That is correct.
The fans can always stare off to the right if they.
And even then, with the scoreboard in place, they won't be able to see both. But as I have been doing, I will keep everyone updated on what's going on in the other match. And we are underway. Just bear with us. We'll have the scoreboard up shortly. JB off to the left. Oh, just let's look at the 5-7 left. Nardone's got the 4-8 with a piece of wood that's still moving, waiting for it to settle down. And he's got it. Nardone with a spare to start. Great shot. That is not easy. JB put the ball back in the same spot. All right. JB's 14, Nardone is 17. And JB off to the right, takes 4. You misspelled it. Nardone on the fill, drops 7. He's got the 2-4-5. JB's got 4 horsemen left, plus the 8 and the 10. Leaves the 110. And he's got it. Little full on the triangle, but gets a good splash. Gets a good splash effect for the spare. 2 marks in a row to start off here for Mike Nardone. JB with only an 8, so a couple of 8s to start for Jason Gauthier Jr. JB sits at 30. Nardone 44 plus a ball. John Minnie off to the early lead over on 3 and 4. JB only takes out 4. Nardone in the head pin leaves a 3 and 2. 3-6-10 on the right, 4-7 on the left. Yep. And JB puts it through the hole. Nardone snags 2. And maybe JB chops the head pin for a disappointing 5 box. And Nardone with a 9. So Nardone, with his 2 marks, has a quick 24-pin lead. All right, JB, hold on, 14 and 17. All right, let's. I don't know. Yeah, he's had a 5 bucks. So Nardone, no, that's right. They didn't put the handicap in. They didn't put the handicap in. Yeah, we're good. I had to look at the cards. So JB with a 9. He's at 44 through 4. Yeah. Oh, they put.
They do.
They put.
Mike's got 3 pins on the screen.
Oh, okay. 58, 24. Oh, so they do. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay. So it's 20. Looks like they did a little differently than we did. All right, hold that thought.
Just give Mike 3 instead.
Oh, yeah. So Mike's. They did it the traditional. They did it the traditional way. So yeah, put 3 there. Nardone with this. Had the 3-9 with a plank in front of it, and he's got it. So JB with the 10 and the 5th. So So as they switch. So that's right. So these guys. So Nardone with a 23-pin lead, plus this fill. And Nardone on the 1-3 pocket. Drops 8. Leaves the 5-8 with a favorable piece of wood in front of the 5. He's on the high side of that wood. Should be good to go. Can't steal it. JB drives it home. Need to be full on that one, and he's got it. So Mike Nardone with a 68 half. Yeah. Right. So, yeah, all right. Yeah. And JB is at 50 plus a ball. Nardone is threatening to pull away here. Gets a break off the quarter hit. JB does as well. So Nardone's got 5. He's got the 1, 3, 7, 9, 10. So through completed boxes. Up, I thought. And Nardone, good bid. Everything but the 7. JB gets a spare. He cleans his up 2 in a row. So JB is at 67 plus a ball in the 6th. Nardone gets the 10, so he's sitting at 80. He's sitting at, oh wait, he's sitting at 91. He's sitting at 91. Yep. Yep. So it's 24 pins. Yep. So the scoreboard might be a little off, but the spread is correct. Nardone with a 24 pin lead, 91 to 67, minus JB's fill. Nardone leaves the Starlight 5 on the left. JB disappointing 3 fill, taking out only the 258. A 3 cuts the lead down to 21 through completed boxes. Nardone outside on the cluster, leaves the back pin. JB with a shot. What a bounce back by JB. 3 marks in a row for Jason Gauthier Jr. Nardone with only a 9. He's at 100. He's at 100 with 2 to go. JB sitting at 80 plus. He's down 20, but he's got to fill. Not out of this yet. Meanwhile, John Minnie hanging on to a 3-pin lead over Brendan O'Dowd, over on 3 and 4. Nardone off to the left, takes 4. Oh, the 1-5. Just a disappointing 2 fill. So he's only at 82 through 8. Oh, maybe plucking out the 3. Nardone only 7. Oh, that's not what he wanted. That is going to... Tough 4-box there for Jason Gauthier Jr. And that, despite the 3 marks in a row, that is going to basically take him out of it. Nardone with a commanding 21-pin lead with a box to go. And both bowlers drop 9. And that's going to do it. Nardone just misses, but that's not going to matter. JB finishes strong. It's spare in the 10th for good measure. Nardone gets the 10. So Mike Nardone with a 117. JB drops 6 for a tough 102. Oh, excuse me, 103. 103. Oh, no, yeah, 102. 102. Yeah, 102. And so Mike Nardone moves on to the finals with a 117 to 102 victory. Now, as meanwhile, over on 3 and 4, John Minnie just filled a spare with 9. As Brendan O'Dowd has got the 2, 4, 7, 8, 10. So through completed boxes, John Minnie has an 11-pin lead. And he's got it. Oh. Brendan can't get anything to go over to get the 10. He gets the 9. So down the last box, it looks like we have our final match set. So John Minnie's at... No, he's at, it's 12 plus. 3 fill there, so that's a 15. So a 15-pin lead. Brendan looking to put the pressure on. I think he needs this, and he's got it. Big strike for Brendan O'Dowd. in the 10th. This one is not over yet. Hang on, folks. And Minnie's going to be open in the 10th. John Minnie gets the 9. He's at 131. Yep. Brendan O'Dowd currently sits at 117. He needs another strike. Yep. Yeah, he's double 5. Got a chance. Oh, what a ball. No love. He leaves the 6, 7, 10. It's not going to be enough, so John Minnie is going to move on to the final. We're going to have Central Mass versus Western Mass. So 7 fill on the strike. So the final score there, John Minnie 131, Brendan O'Dowd 124. So our championship match is set.
Are we confirmed on that? Nardone versus Minnie?
Yes, that is correct. One string match or two? One. All right, so with one match to go, Jason, where do things stand?
Well, that just really wrapped up the Calcutta. We had 2 of the bowlers got knocked out, so Nardone's moving on to the final as the last Calcutta bowler. So Nardone's owner, whoever bid highest on Nardone, won the Calcutta. And second and third place went down to the tiebreaker with Gauthier Jr. being the number 3 seed, came in second, and Brendan O'Dowd came in third in the Calcutta.
All righty, thank you very much.
Thank you, and we'll look on to that next Calcutta.
Mike received 17 handicaps, John's at 29, so Mike will be giving 12 pins. Get you guys to set up.
Explain the route that the bowlers made their way through here. John Minnie.
All right, John. All right, so we got John Minnie started as the 14th seed, right in the middle of the pack. He defeated Casey McCool, Steve Reno Jr. as you saw that exciting finish on camera, and Scott Lavallee in that one box overtime match. Mike Nardone was the 15 seeds. We got the 14 and the 15 seeds battling it out here. Nardone took out John Blaze, Lou Gacharna, Josh Lowell, and Jason Gauthier Jr. So quite the run he had to make. And
it's going to be a 12-pin difference.
Yep, that's correct.
We have Mike Nardone getting 17, John getting 29.
So the spread is 12.
Uh-oh. We just lost our feed.
We're
going to have to reset the feed. The recording's still going, so I'm going to now...
Yeah, and all right.
Now we should be back.
Okay.
Finals should be live.
All right.
Well, no.
I'll make it quick. Well, I'll keep going anyway. All right, so Nardone drops 6 to start off. He's got the 1, 2, 4, and the 9. Just gets the back one. Minnie takes out 2. And just off to the left. Okay. All right. Good thing we're recording.
Yep.
Nice. Yep. So Nardone starts out with an 8. And Minnie with a 9. So John Minnie is basically getting 12 pins of handicap in this one, so leads at 13. Nardone right back in the pocket. He's got the 4, 8, 9, 10 with a very favorable piece of wood. If he splits that 2-pinner on the left, that should, I don't want to say should, but have a very good chance of making it. Minnie leaves the 1, 2, 4, 8. And he's got it. Right on top of the 4-pin, and he's got it. I mean, off to the left. See you in 2 weeks. And a 9 for Minnie. So Nardone sits at 35 on the ball. John Minnie at 47. And Nardone with a tough break on a pocket 8. He takes out 6. He's got the 4, 5, 6, and 10. Minnie only gets 4. He's got the 4 horsemen right, and the 7 and the 9. It's a rather unconventional 2 there, the 5 and the 6. And Minnie off to the right leaves 3 there. Ooh, Nardone with a beautiful 10 box makes the 4-10. And Minnie with an 8 box. So Minnie's at 55. Nardone 51. Nardone with an absolute bomb in the 4th. Big strike for Nardone. Minnie looking to match. And they want to fall. Here comes the wood. And he's got it. Matching strikes in the 4th. We got a match now, folks. Justin Scali here alongside Bob Lee. My apologies for the late introductions. A lot of good bowling here today. Nardone off to the left. He only gets 4, but he's got another ball. He's got the 4 horsemen right, plus the 4 and the 8. Minnie with a good break off the quarter hit. He's got the 1-4-7 with his ball. He should be able to have a good chance of helping. Nardone with the 7 fill, so he's at 68 through 4. And a little too far left. So an 8 fill. So he's at 73 through 4. Nardone gets the 9. So he's at 77 at the half. And John Minnie with a 9. He's at 82. So we head to the back half. John Minnie with a 5-pin lead here. Well, on to your hats, folks. If this is going to be a good finish. Minnie back and over on the 3-pin. Hoping to get a little extra action here. Here goes the 4. John with a favorable 1-7 there. Right on the head pin, we'll take it. Nardone's got the Cleary right, and gets nothing. Nardone with an opening here, and only gets 3. And just as I figured, he gets the 10 box. Puts it exactly where he needed to be. Nardone only with an 8. John adds 2 pins to his lead. It's 92-85. Yep. Minnie back on the Brooklyn side. Drops 9. Nardone in the pocket. He takes them all. Big strike for Mike Nardone right on time. Minnie's got the 5-pin with nothing in front of it. He doesn't get it, though. And $9 for John Minney. He's sitting at 101. Mike Nardone at 95 plus a strike. So 7 on this fill. He will take the lead. 3 boxes to go. Minnie back in the 1-2 pocket. Another spare leave. He's got the 6 and the 9. Nardone. Oh, what a tough break. Right in the pocket. He leaves this 5, 7, 9, 10. He'll play for count here. Oh, didn't come back. Ball didn't come back enough for him. Cuts the 6 in front of the 9. Oh, Nardone with the curtain. Oh, disappointing 6 fill on the strike, but that will tie the match up through the completed boxes. Minnie only gets 9. Nardone with the 7, so we got a 2-pin game here, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen. 110, 108 with 2 to go. One. All right. Minnie drops 7, leaving the 1-2-8. Nardone on the pocket on the 1-3. He's got the 7 pin. That piece of wood in the back did him a favor and fell in the gutter. Minnie looking to run it down. Oh, the 2 pin went left, and the ball goes right. And, oh, he lost it in the gutter. Disappointing 9. Minnie puts it right on the cap, so we got matching 9 boxes. Nardone's got to hope that that's not going to come back to haunt him. It is a 2-pin game. Nope. Oh, they got to fix. No, they got to fix.
What a break!
Yeah, they got to fix the box. Yeah, that's right. Yep. So, Minnie drops 6. Nardone also drops 6. His leave is a little more makeable. Minnie with a 1, 3, 6, and 8 with a piece of wood in front of the 6. Nardone's got 4 horsemen right. And, oh, a little thin. Only takes out 2. He's got the 8 and the 10 for the win. This is a must-make. Nope. John with a 2-pin lead. He needs 1 pin to lock this up. If he gets 1, it's over. Oh! Nardone needs this to force overtime. Nope. And that will do it. No, that's it. John Minnie wins another tight one, 127 to 126, and he is your winner. Big thanks to Steve. Big thanks to Mike Nardone taking home $200 for being the runner-up. And John Minnie is your winner. $300 first place, and yes, you heard right, a free entry in the next year's event. So and that will do it. Big thanks to Steve Reno for running the event once again. Yep, Steve wants. Yep. Oh, so, Steve, Steve. You got tournament. Got tournament director here. We got tournament director Steve Reno. Would like to say a few words.
Hello. Thanks, Justin. Thank you for having me here. Great job calling all the shots. Thank Bob Lee for doing what he does. It just makes everything that much more fun. It really does. I just wanted to mention something that we didn't really get to say out loud. And we want to thank everybody that participated. We want to thank Bogey Lanes, Dan and Amy Luxia, for the great job they do here at Bogey's. But I also wanted to mention that this year, well, I haven't run this tournament in a couple years because of the COVID. And during that time, we lost some very special bowlers that have moved on and passed away. I just want to mention them. I have 2 local bowlers that they were Dave Parento and Steve Benson from Southbridge. I grew up with those guys. I even had Steve's kids in my junior program. So we want to dedicate this year's tournament to those people that are not with us, that have passed away. Dave Fennery is another one. And most recently, we lost 2 of the greatest Candlepin bowlers of all time with Dickie O'Connell and just recently Dan the Man Murphy. We actually had a bowler here, Gianni Diwali, that has a set of bowling balls that were given to him by Dan Murphy that he had gotten from Dan. And he threw a couple of strikes, Dan. Talking to Dan up in heaven, he threw a couple of hammers. I'm sure you were smiling down on him today because the kid bowled awesome. He made some money today, so he did really good. So we want to take this time to remember all those great bowlers that are not with us. And again, thank you to everybody that participated in this year's tournament. We had a great time. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you, Steve. This is always one of my favorite events. Thanks for hosting this.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you.
Well, that is going to wrap it up from Bogey Lanes here in East Brookfield, Massachusetts. For Bob Lee, I'm Justin Scali. We'll see you on the lanes.